Hey y'all, I'm Crystal with It's a Journaling Thing and Journaling Adventures, Paper, Scissors, Glue, and You. Find our group on Facebook. We'd love to have you come join us. What I'm going to be doing today is, I don't know if you watched my video of the Masterboards that I chopped up, but I have a whole basket full of pieces. So what I'm going to be doing is turning this box into some sort of a treasure box. It's just a regular little box, and it typically looks like this is the way it sets. But what I do is I glue this flap to these two flaps right in here. And then before I do that, though, I take some scissors or X-Acto knife. Be careful. And you cut right here. Cut this side and cut this side, which turns it into this. And then, after I do that, I just take and I just cover it. And I've made a couple of these, and was collaging on them, this piece, that piece, this piece, and it does look good or whatever, but I got to thinking, I could use these pieces right here, just glue the whole piece on there, and it gets it done quicker, and it's also still collaged. So that's one way that you can use up your Masterboards too. So, this right here fits perfect on there. And then probably what I could do is just, find some pieces just to fill in. So that one fits pretty good there. And if I can't, find something that fits perfect, I can always do something like this. And then come back and fill this in with something else. So, there you have it. And then what I do is I just keep on going. Like I might glue this right here. And, wherever it doesn't cover up, as long as you don't have any stickers or anything like that may be showing through, you could just leave the cardboard showing if you need to. So, I'm going to glue a little bit of this on, and because I'm sure you all don't want to watch me doing that. And I will be right back. But first, I do want to say, this is the Masterboard that I did on the huge Amazon envelope. And with it being, like the puffier type, it looks really good once you glue it on a box. And, it just puffs up a little bit and, all that sort of thing. So I'm going to get to work on this, and then I will be back and we'll finish up. So I wanted to show you all what I do here as far as like this little flap right here. I just take a piece that I may want to use, and I actually just turn it over, and then I take a pencil and I'll mark it right here. And then, of course, just take some scissors. Try to cut it as straight as I can. And, these pieces that you're cutting off, you can use somewhere else on the box, probably. Sometimes I may even, ink a little bit before I glue it on there. If y'all know me, y'all know I like to ink a whole bunch. And then I'm just using art glitter glue. You could probably just use white school glue. I just like to use the art glitter glue because it's my favorite, and it also dries really quick. So I've got these 3 pieces, and after I put the glue on it and laid it down, I noticed that these were actually the pieces, and I had cut them right here, but they fit right back together. So there's that piece. Yeah, art glitter glue works good. But like I say, you could probably use, you know, your other glue if you don't have art glitter glue. Now right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, instead of putting it right against that right there, I'm going to glue it over here to the edge, and then I'll be filling this in with something else. So see how quick it goes, and it still looks like it is collaged. And see, that piece was a little bit too big right there. So probably what I'll do is I'll come back, you know, later and trim it maybe. Make sure they're all stuck down good. So then I will sometimes I'll just take some, this is my scrap pouchy. I have more scraps, but this is just one that I keep handy to grab real quick. So I would, you know, look through here and find something probably needs to be a little bit wider than that. And I would just glue that on there, and that fills in that gap. Okay, so there is the flap pretty much done. And I'm going to pause you all again, and I'll work on this a little bit more, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I've cut these pieces right here to go right there on those little spots. Now see here where I need to cover up this, the Amazon smiley face was right there. So this is a good idea if you all make huge Masterboards and you chop them up, then you can just mix them up and cover a box and make you a treasure box. And then also here, I went ahead and, because you remember I had some showing up here, and I went ahead and covered that. And then I had some showing down through here, and I went ahead and covered that. So then what I'll do is I'll just try to trim it like this. It's a little snug trying to do that. And so then what I'll do is I'll just put some glue on these and just fold them over. Yeah, these boxes, you know, you can use them for whatever you want to store your junk journal stuff in, or, you know, however you want. I just figure I'm going to have boxes sitting around, so may as well go ahead and cover them and make them pretty. So, and I'm going to do this right here. But I'll just cut on that line right there. I will pause you all again, and I'll work on this a little bit longer, and I will be back shortly. Thank you. Okay, y'all, I just wanted to come back real quick and show you what I have so far. So there is the top and the flap. And I'll have to trim that off right there. And then here's this part right here. So I'm going to continue to cover it, and then I will be back. Okay, so I've got this side done. Now I'm going to work on, I still got this back, well, I guess it would be the back of it, and this side of it. I don't typically, you know, do the bottom. You can do the bottom if you want to, but it's going to be setting like this, and the bottom typically won't be seen. So I'm going to pause you all again, and I'm going to work on finishing up, getting it covered, and then I will be back, and we'll go on to the next steps. Alrighty, y'all, so the back is done. And once I get it all done, I'll just be checking it out and checking if there's any spots that needs to be filled in, or add some glue to it, or, you know, all that sort of stuff. So now I'm on the last side. So I'm going to get it finished up, and then I will be back. Okay, y'all. So I've got the top covered. The flap is done. The front. Both sides. And the back. So next what I'm going to do, I need to put some glue here. I'll just be gluing in spots that, you know, I missed and sticking up and all that. So I bet you can't guess what I'll be doing next. Ink around the edges. And here's where I'll probably see some places that needs to be glued again. It makes it hard, you know, where I use that Amazon envelope. It's got, some of them have that, I guess, foam like in it, and it kind of peels apart sometimes. So, but I'm going to do this real quick. And I think I am gonna be putting a closure on this, but I think I might do it in the start of my next video, because my hip is kind of hurting, and from where I fell yesterday. So I'll probably just do the closure to it in the start of my next video. And I'm trying really hard, y'all, to get on here and record more. And it's not that I don't like doing it. I love doing it. But I just don't have the time or the energy. I see a spot right there I'll have to get to, which is no big deal. It's not that noticeable. But I hope you all see, that's what I was talking about. See that styrofoam right there? That's in between the Amazon envelope. And it doesn't stay very well. So if you do this, you may have to go through and glue it down here and there. Here's another one. I'll probably ink it some more later, because I like a lot of ink on mine. But I don't want to be doing all this inking while you are sitting there being like, oh, this is boring. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some mark making on here. And what I've got is I've got permanent archival ink and some trusty bubble wrap. And so what I'm going to do is just put it down in there. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. And just get some all over the place. It's crazy how different mark making can make things. Let's see if I'm going to be able to just do it like that. And of course you don't have to do the mark making, but I just think it makes everything look so neat. No rhyme or reason, just popping it here and popping it there. And when I do the closure in my next video, I will share my other boxes. Or if I can remember, I will share my other boxes that I've made. And I repositioned my camera. I got it on a different thing now to lift it up higher, because the other way I felt like it wasn't very much room. Especially if you were working on a box. Okay, I think I got some on all sides. On the back, that side, and that side. Okay. And also what I'm going to do is I have these washi stickers. And I think I'm going to stick a couple on there just for added interest. Here's the butterfly we can stick on there. And then I also will come with my ink and kind of dull it down a little bit so it's not so white. Okay, let's see what else we have here. How about a mushroom? Let's stick a mushroom on here. Sorry about that, my phone was ringing. So that looks really neat. I was wanting to put a flower, if I can find a good flower. How about this one? I think this one will look good. Just kind of adds to it a little bit. Alrighty, y'all. Well, there you have it. A box, a plain old cardboard box that could typically probably be trashed, turned into a little treasure box. I hope you all make you some. Like I said, if you're going to have boxes sitting around your studio or your craft room, we might as well decorate them, right? So, I will see you all in my next video, and I will try to remember to put the link to our group down in the description box, and you can come and join us. We'd love to have you with us. And I'll see you all in my next video. Thank you.